Hey guys, so today I have another monthly wrap up for you, but this is the movie edition where I talk about the movies that I watched in... What month is this? I always get confused. This is a new thing that I'm doing on my channel, so I hope that you enjoy it. I would really appreciate it if you would just take the time to leave a comment down below and let me know if you like seeing these or don't. It's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't want to see these, because I know this is a book channel, but I am kind of trying to switch it up a little bit, so we'll just see what you guys think. This is kind of a test run, I guess. The only movie that I saw in theater this past month was Silver Linings Playbook, and I have a full movie review, so I'm not going to sit here and talk about it because that would just be a waste of time. So I will link the movie review here and then of course down below, so go check that out. But I gave that movie a big huge thumbs up. I guess I'll rate movies like I do books. 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, it's definitely a movie worth seeing. Next, I watched One for the Money on Netflix, and this is starring Katherine Heigl. The reason I wanted to watch this is because I did read the first Stephanie Plum novel, One for the Money, and really enjoyed it, so I was really looking forward to seeing what the movie would be like. I had seen mixed reviews, I had seen a lot of people say it wasn't that great, and I kind of have to agree with them. I was disappointed because I feel like Katherine Heigl is a great actress, but in this movie it just wasn't working for her, and I think part of it may have been that she was trying to do some kind of New Jersey accent, and she just wasn't good at it, and so I think that kind of affected her acting. I don't really know. Whatever it was, I was definitely disappointed at first, but then I just decided to keep an open mind, and I ended up enjoying it much more once I had that attitude about it. I will say that my favorite character of the movie was Stephanie Plum's grandmother, who is played by Debbie Reynolds. I love Debbie Reynolds. One of my all-time favorite movies is Singing in the Rain. I think she played that part so perfect. She was so spot on to the grandmother in the book, so that was really cool. So overall, I think I would give this movie 3 stars. It was definitely enjoyable. I say watch it if you've read the book. Don't watch it if you haven't read the book. Next, on Netflix also, I watched Like Crazy. I cannot remember the actor and actress's name, so I will put them here because I feel terrible about that. Jennifer Lawrence was also in this movie, which was the reason I wanted to see it, but she was only in it for a couple of scenes. It was actually a really great film. I loved the style of it. I loved the flow of it. It was just really entertaining. Like Crazy is about a couple who meet in America. The boy is American, but the girl's from overseas. I can't remember exactly what country she's from. And I think as she's starting to finish up her school, her visa is going to expire, but she has met this American boy and they've fallen in love, and so she doesn't want to have to go back to her country, so she decides to stay, and while she is here, her visa expires, and so she gets in a lot of trouble and she is banned from America, and so obviously that puts a lot of stress on their relationship. That's mainly what the story is about. It's just an epic love story, basically. The only thing I didn't like about this film was the ending, because it was one of those endings that left you guessing. It didn't really give you like a happy ending. It didn't really wrap things up, so I don't like endings like that. Some people do, but I still really enjoyed it, and I would definitely still watch it again. The next thing that I watched was on Netflix as well, and this was Life in a Day, and it was a video project that was actually started on YouTube, I believe, where 2 producers told everyone to film their life on July 24th, 2010, I think it was, and they were going to take these clips and put them together and call it Life in a Day and show all of these people's lives around the world on this very same day, which I think was really cool. I love the concept of it, and when I started watching it, I thought it was so interesting. But unfortunately, I had to stop watching this in the middle of it just for personal reasons. There was a scene that just disturbed me, and I just wasn't expecting it. Maybe if someone had told me it was going to be in there, I could have prepared for it mentally, but that was not the case. The scene pops up and it's a cow, and all of a sudden I see somebody stick a gun to its head, and before I could even realize what was happening, they shot the cow twice in the head, and it was still moving after that, and they cut it open and blood and guts went everywhere. And I understand that butchering cows is a part of life and that it happens every day somewhere, but it's just not something I wanted to see. This film is pretty graphic in that way. There was also some other scenes where you saw an animal being born and you saw a human being born and you saw everything. For those of you who don't mind it though, I would say yes, watch it. This next thing that I watched was actually not a movie, it was a TV show, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It is a new series that is coming on ABC Family called Twisted, and the series actually doesn't start until June 11th, I believe, on the same night as Pretty Little Liars. They gave a full episode sneak peek, and I watched it because I thought it sounded so interesting. It is about a boy who is considered a sociopath because he killed his aunt when he was young, and he had to go away to juvie and leave his hometown and all of that. And then the story picks up where he is getting out of juvie, and he's a teenager now, and he has to come back to his hometown where everyone thinks he is a freak, and he has to go to high school. Everyone's scared of him. He tries to reconnect with his two best friends that he had before the incident, and they're scared of him as well, and they have to deal with wondering if he really is a sociopath. And then when he comes back, a lot of strange things start happening in the town, and people of course automatically blame him. Yeah, it is a really interesting show, and I absolutely loved the first episode. I really think I'm going to like that show a lot. And of course they will replay the first episode for those of you who did not see it. You'll get to see it when it actually premieres. So I would definitely recommend checking this show out when it comes on. I think it's going to be really good. The next movie that I watched I got from Redbox, and it was The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I could not wait to see this movie because I absolutely love the book. It's one of my all-time favorites. So I'm happy to say that I also loved the movie as well. It is also one of my new all-time favorite movies, and it was just so well done, stayed with the book so perfectly, which I kind of expected since the author, Stephen Chbosky himself, was the director or producer. Logan Lerman was the perfect Charlie. I was so impressed. So if you have not seen this movie, you really, really should watch it, even if you haven't read the book, but especially if you have read the book, you have to see the movie because I really think you'll love it. The last movie that I watched in March was on Netflix, and it was October Baby, and I've already talked about this in my March favorites because it was my favorite Netflix view of the month, so that should tell you that I absolutely loved it. And if you want to go hear me talk a little bit more about it, go watch my October favorites. I will link it here and down below so that you can see what I thought. But just to briefly tell you here, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so beautifully done. The acting, the storyline, even the camera angles, just everything was wonderful. So those are the movies that I watched in March. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. The next thing God, I keep saying movies that I read in March. No, movies that I watched. My dogs just walk around in the background of my videos all the time, like right now. They don't care. They don't care. Main characters, yeah, I suck at this.